Hello everybody, I'm doing a review. So this is on a manga called Revolutionary Girl Utena. After the revolution, this is like, so this takes place after the end of the series, the original series, which I haven't read before. I've read another manga that takes place outside of the series or something. I'm not entirely sure. It's really confusing. I don't know. It was kind of like they made a movie based on that storyline, and it was the manga version that I read. So I've never actually read the original manga of this series of Utena, because it is out of print and it's very hard to find. I have like a local bookstore chain called Bookman's, and I go to all 3 locations that are here in my city, and I can never find anything Utena. No DVDs, no manga. I do know that the anime has been re-released on Blu-ray, which I tend to get at some point in time. I do have, I want to say, the first season on my Apple TV. I purchased it through iTunes. I just haven't had a chance to watch it yet because I've been watching some other anime right now. I'm rewatching Inuyasha and Dragon Ball, and I'm watching Urusei Yatsura for the first time on the anime, because I've read the manga before, and so I've been so it's technically rereading the manga, but then at a certain point it won't be rereading because we never got the manga completed. With Utena, I'm not 100% sure if we got the complete storyline printed. I'm going to assume we did. I would be surprised if we did, because there's a lot of themes in this series. I mean, it does say it's rated T+ for older teens right here on the back. But how many of us, when we were kids and, you know, were into manga, like, an anime, like a lot of us were back then, you know, particularly if we watched Tsunami after school, you know, how many of us actually paid attention to the warning label, or I guess the rating, on the back of a manga? I certainly didn't. I certainly never looked at it. I just picked up whatever manga I wanted, mainly Sailor Moon back then. Nowadays, I pick up whatever manga looks interesting, or the, you know, of series that I really like Cardcaptor Sakura. I pick up the manga version. But anyways, I'm utterly confused by the storyline of this. The characters are all out of, I'm going to assume, high school. They called it the academy. I'm assuming the academy was their high school. And for a title series called Utena, she's hardly in this. She shows up here, she shows up there, but the main focus of each chapter is on other characters. There's these 2 guys in the first chapter. I'm not sure who they are supposed to be. From the original series, they're I guess they were on the student council. And then the next one has these 3. So she's in love with the woman down here who is engaged to the man over there. And she wanted a prince, so the girl was like, okay, I'm gonna become a prince and she will like me. That story I actually found more interesting as it played with gender, and it was also clearly an LGBT storyline, which is more common, I've noticed, in Japanese manga. In the animes, of course, too, depending on the anime you're watching. But I have noticed when you read a series from Japan, you're more likely to get characters who don't conform to what we know of gender and gender stereotypes. And you're also going to get characters who are LGBT, which I think is really fascinating. I think that's awesome that there's a series like that out there. I just wish we can do it here in the States, honestly. Because anytime we try to do it, it's, oh no, right? Which I think is ridiculous. But I would say that one was my favorite. What's interesting is the male character she was sort of competing against for the princess's affection and love technically was like a ghost in the chapter, which I thought was odd, because you don't think he is, but then you kind of look at other people around her and they're like, why do you keep calling him a boy when it's a woman that you're fencing against? Because she's a fencer, right? She became a really good fencer because he was a really good fencer, so she was like, I'm going to prove I'm better than him, that I'm a prince, and you'll fall in love with me, right? And she becomes like the world's best fencer, which is really cool, I think. You know, even though she did it to get the intention of somebody romantically, which is never, a justifiable reason to become the best at something, right? But it's all cool. But the last story with the twins. That one weirded me out, man. So the female, it's a set of fraternal twins, so one's male, one's female. She's in a coma, because she, I guess, is in love with her brother. Oh, incest. I'm not a fan of that. Don't dig it. Nope, not at all. I don't like reading about it in fiction. I guess they can deal with it in certain cases. Like, I put up with it in Game of Thrones type of thing. I'll put up with it here. I wish people wouldn't do it. Insane. But anyway, she's in a coma because she's in love with the brother, but ends up marrying another man who's abusive. Like, I don't like that either. I don't like the fact that she had to be in an abusive relationship. I wish she genuinely have found somebody she could have fallen in love with. Excuse me. Sorry. That wasn't her brother and that loved her in return and wouldn't have hurt her. I don't know if I think it was physical, by the way, with their relationship. It was physically abusive. But she ends up in a coma. And in the coma, she, like, sleepwalks and changes into her concert outfit and plays the piano. And she was able to, finish her brother's composition that he was working on. Then somehow she fully wakes up, and her brother just figure out how that their relationship isn't going to be like normal people's relationships are. So still, like, not a fan of that. Somehow they might potentially end up as a romantic couple. which I feel like that's the direction Chiho Saito is going for. And I don't know if it's kind of weird because here it says the original concept is by Be Papas, and then she drew and did the story, at least of this particular one. I don't know if she did the original series. It doesn't say anywhere in here, I think. Let me look. Oh, it did. It's on the back. And Be Papas is a group of highly creative people founded by director Kunihiko Ikuhara. He's the director on Sailor Moon. Yeah, I remember that being on the like covers of stuff from the director of Sailor Moon. Okay, Chiho Saito did write the original series in 1977. And someone from Evangelion worked on this series too. So, the Papas is a collaboration between an animator, a director, and a mangaka. Okay, I figured it out. When you guys who are fans of Utena probably already knew that. Sorry. I didn't... Oh, hold on. I didn't know that. Okay, sorry. I didn't know that. I thought it was just one person. But it's not. And anyways, I feel like that's what they are going for, this group. These twins. But like I said, the one thing that's disappointing is Utena, the main character. She kind of pops up like this. Like at the very end of the chapter, says a couple of things to the main characters of the chapter, and then disappears. And it's like, for something that's called Revolutionary Girl Utena, she's hardly in it. At the very end, the twins play their song to help her get to the person she's looking for, who is Anthe, I think is the name of the character. And they're back together. Woo! I mean, at least it ended happy, right, for them. We find each other again. To be honest, I don't see what was... If you just read this, you really don't get, what was so great about the original series. Because just reading this alone, I'm just like, why do people like this series so much, In the end, you would think, well, for something that's called Utena, she's hardly in it, right? But I gave this like 3 out of 5 stars because there were things I did like the stuff with the fencer. That storyline I thought was pretty good. The artwork's amazing. I mean, it's absolutely beautiful, gorgeous artwork. Like, let me show you like the little chapter sections when they break up the chapter right here. See how beautiful the artwork is? Sorry, I feel like I gave it, there's another really pretty, this is actually in the chapter. I do believe they're a romantic couple, I think, right? I'm assuming they are. I'm assuming these two are together. Just throwing this out there. If they're not, let me know. And here's the cover, of course. Really pretty. It's the same illustration, but in color, it's really pretty. I think that it does make me want to go back and read the original series, at least in my case, because, I hear it's groundbreaking. So I want to check it out. There's a cute, oh, I just noticed this. There's a cute little, like, short manga section of, I guess, how they came up with the idea for this particular volume in the Utena series. Yeah. I will say, since I think this is an anniversary special thingy, I'm not 100% sure. Yes. It's the 20th anniversary of Utena. So I appreciate that they at least made something original. If they didn't, I don't know. I would like the series re-released, but re-released, because then it makes it more accessible. But I appreciate that they didn't like re-release the series with a new cover type of thing. They actually took the time and said, hey, we're gonna make a new storyline with the characters. It wasn't perfect, to be honest, but at least it was something new, right? And not, oh, it's the same story from before, you're giving me a new fancy cover, or you're printing it in color. Now, don't get me wrong, I don't mind when they do that for manga series, particularly if you missed out on the original, volumes, but it's nice to get something new, right? But anyways, I would like it reprinted in English, the original series. It doesn't have to be fancy or anything. It could look, like this. Right? It doesn't have to be huge or hardcover or whatever, color pages. It doesn't need all that. I just want to be able to get access to the original series without having to spend lots of money getting the older copies secondhand, like on eBay or something. That'd be nice. Anyways, gonna be honest, I don't really recommend this. If you've never read Utena, I guess check it out. To be honest, I don't see, like, this particular storyline really holding up to the legacy of the original series. But maybe I'll change my mind when I actually get down to watching / reading it somehow. Anyways, thanks for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!